After the bear collision, I was lying on the ground in pain and shock. I didn't know if I had any broken bones or internal bleeding. I was also afraid that the bear might come back and attack me. Luckily, some other cyclists came to my rescue. They saw me on the trail and stopped to help me. One of them stayed with me while the other two went to find a cell signal and call 911. They were very kind and supportive, and I'm grateful for their assistance. But then, something unexpected happened. The bear came back. He was curious about what had happened and started to approach us. He didn't seem aggressive, but he was still a wild animal and I didn't want to take any chances. The cyclist who was with me tried to scare him away by yelling and waving his arms. The bear hesitated for a moment, then walked away into the woods. That's when I felt a surge of adrenaline. I realized that I couldn't wait for the ambulance to arrive. I needed to get out of there as soon as possible. I noticed that the cyclist who was with me had an e-bike, a bike with an electric motor that can help you pedal faster. I asked him if I could borrow it, and he agreed. He helped me get on the bike and showed me how to use the throttle. I thanked him and rode off to the parking lot, where I hoped to find an ambulance. I made it to the parking lot in a few minutes, holding onto the bike with one hand and using my thumb to control the speed. I saw the other two cyclists who had gone to call for help, and they helped me get off the bike. They also gave me some water and a blanket to keep me warm. They told me that they had called 911 and that an ambulance was on its way. Soon enough, I heard the sirens and saw the flashing lights. The paramedics arrived and checked my injuries. They told me that I had a fractured shoulder blade, some bruises, road rash and a cardiac contusion, which is a bruise on the heart caused by blunt force trauma. They put me on a stretcher and loaded me into the ambulance. They also took my bike and helmet with them. On the way to the hospital, I called my wife and told her what had happened. She was shocked and worried, but also relieved that I was alive and conscious. She said she would meet me at the hospital as soon as possible. At the hospital, I was treated for my injuries and given some painkillers. The doctors told me that I was lucky to survive such a collision with a bear, and that it could have been much worse. They also said that I would need some time to recover, but that I should be able to resume cycling eventually. I spent a couple of days in the hospital, where I received many visits from my wife, my friends and my family. They all brought me flowers, cards and gifts, and they all expressed their concern and support for me. They also asked me many questions about the bear collision, which I answered as best as I could. The story of my encounter with the bear also made it to the news. Several reporters contacted me and asked me for interviews. Some of them even came to the hospital to talk to me in person. They wanted to know how it felt to crash into a bear, how I managed to escape, and what advice I had for other cyclists who might encounter bears on their trails. I told them that it was a terrifying experience, but also a miraculous one. I told them that I was grateful for the help of the other cyclists who came to my aid, and for the medical staff who treated me at the hospital. I told them that I learned a lot from this incident, such as, always wear a helmet when cycling. Always carry a phone or a device that can call for help in case of emergency. Always be aware of your surroundings and watch out for wildlife on your trails. Always respect nature and its inhabitants, and don't provoke or disturb them. Always appreciate life and its precious moments, because you never know when they might end. I hope that by sharing my story, I can inspire others to be more careful and respectful when cycling in nature. I also hope that I can encourage others to overcome their fears and challenges, and to pursue their passions with courage and joy. Thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe to my channel for more content like this.